Hey everybody, Chef Scott here for Devil's Food Kitchen. We have another Pastry 101 video today. We are talking about paper cones. This is a really fundamental skill to have, super important, especially if you are doing any decorating, like with chocolate work or royal icing. So any cookie decorators out there, this one is for you. I would like to take a quick moment though to say thanks to Al in Jack London Square of Oakland, California for this Cole Coffee t-shirt. Cole Coffee is an East Bay institution. I have been there many times. Al, thanks for the shirt. All right, let's get started. So when we're talking about a paper cone, we mean, of course, parchment paper. And most of you have probably had a pretty bad experience when it comes to parchment paper, and that means getting it at the grocery store. You know what I'm talking about, those rolls of parchment paper. And I don't even have one here to show you because I don't buy the stuff anymore. I highly recommend buying parchment paper in bulk. I'm putting a link in the description of where I get my parchment paper. You can see a big box of it right there. And if you do that, you'll basically have parchment paper for life. It is maybe 30, 40 bucks with shipping, but compared to the cost of buying those rolls in the grocery store, you're saving a ton of money. Parchment paper will come in two sizes, the full size sheet or the half size sheet, and that is both an industrial full size and half size. So the full size is something like this, which is probably too big for a home baker. I don't really use this size sheet unless I'm in a professional kitchen. And then the half size, and this is what I use when I'm baking at home. Now you can purchase the paper in full size and simply cut your halves if you'd like on your own. I think the parchment paper comes in handy for all kinds of craft projects anyway, so I buy it in full size. A really common problem that beginners have when they're making their first paper cones is starting with the wrong shaped triangle. What we don't want is an equilateral triangle, which looks like this, where all three sides are the same length. We're looking for a right triangle that has 3 different length sides and 1 right angle. It's really easy to make the right angle triangle. All you have to do is take a half sheet of parchment paper and cut it diagonally from one corner to the other. That's going to give you 2 triangles and 2 cones. I have my 2 triangles here, and I have labeled the points on one of them to make the process a little bit easier to understand. What we're going to do is start by taking point B and bringing it up and around to point A, like this. And you can see that point B kind of cuts the angle of point A in half. From there, we're simply going to take point C and bring it all the way around the cone. Wrap it around like that. Now we need to secure the cone and make sure the point is nice and sharp. And the way to do that is to simply take C and draw it up until the point at the base of the cone is nice and tight. I simply take 2 fingers inside the cone and then use my thumb to draw point C up. Something like this. Here, and we're going to bring C up. And as we bring C up, that point will sharpen. So now that we have C, it is high above the rest of the cone. We simply need to place that into the cone and create a nice seal so that it doesn't want to pop back out. And just because I like to be extra sure, I fold one more time. And we've got a really sturdy paper cone. Let's do it one more time without the labeled points. So we have our 90-degree corner, we have our short side, and we have our long side. We're going to start by taking the short side and bringing it around and up to cut that 90-degree corner in half. And then we're going to take the long side and we're going to wrap it all the way around the cone. From there, we want to bring the long side up to get a nice sharp point on our cone. And I just slide that up. Make sure you slide up and not around. Otherwise, you're going to get a really skinny cone. So we're bringing that straight up. And once we have the nice sharp point that we're looking for, we're going to take that long side, fold and crease it into the cone, and then do a fold and second crease to make sure it's locked in place. And there you have a perfect paper cone. I hope you liked the video. Please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to the channel if you want more videos like this. And if you have subscribed, please don't forget to turn on notifications so that you never miss another DFK video when it pops up. Until next time, I am Chef Scott for Devil's Food Kitchen.